Sometimes it's not what you do, but how you do it. Many years ago, before I came to my senses, I found myself in an airline's top 10 flyers for the month. So they sent me a bottle of high-end brandy, but it was hand-delivered to my door by a guy in a butler's tuxedo who was transported in a limo. Now, I can't remember what kind of brand it was. All I recall is it was in a fancy bottle. But I've been telling the story of the butler in the limo ever since. So remember, how you deliver a message is at least, if not more important than what's contained within the message itself. So check this out for a fascinating bit of research into human behaviour. Imagine you're finishing up your meal in a restaurant. Would a mint delivered with your bill influence the size of your tip? Well, most people say no way, but let's look at the results. The single mint pushed the tip up by 3% on average. Now, you'd have to agree that's not much, but it's significant, and of course, it's way above the cost of the mint. So would 2 mints make any difference? Once again, most people say no way, but here's the fascinating thing. The tips quadrupled in size. Imagine that. You could get a 400% rise in the size of a gift being given to you simply by giving an extra few cents worth of value away before the other side start considering what size a gift will be. Now that restaurant experiment gets even better. In the third phase of the experiment, the waitstaff delivered a single mint, began walking away, but returned and said, "For you nice people, here's an extra mint." The tips jumped another 28% on top of the quadrupling. What does that mean if you're interested in being persuasive? The obvious conclusion would be that generosity is reciprocated out of all proportion. So think about ways in which you can repeatedly show acts of generosity. Remember, we're talking about mints, not wads of cash. The not so obvious conclusion is that we all value things differently. The diners in the restaurant probably paid a couple of $100 for their meal, and a 5-cent mint meant they threw another $50 at it. That extra cash is delivered after the deal's been done and is not given because the waitstaff were more excellent or the food suddenly tasted better afterwards. It was thrown into the pot because the waiter made them feel special by giving what looked like a piece of contraband away. So remember, value is determined by the recipient, not the giver. The thing for you to consider is what cheap to deliver, highly valued extra can you throw into a deal at the end? Now, one of my clients does marriage counselling work with couples who are struggling. He charges thousands a day for his time, which might sound expensive if you forgot to count the price of a divorce, at which point his services are pretty cheap. But here's the kicker. At the end of his work with the couple, he gives them a memory stick. On that stick is a series of documents and videos that he's put together that explain to that couple exactly how to move forward and build on the results they've gained in that day with him. The cost to him is probably less than $5. He does a mint thing and tells them that he's got this formula for future success on the stick and he gives it to them. Then he starts to pack up, but stops and gives them a second memory stick because he's enjoyed working with them so much during that day. They talk about it years later as a major feature of the day. Now, even deeper than those ideas is a concept that we all like to be liked. That apparent change of mind where the waitstaff returned with the extra mint because they liked us, well, what that does, it makes us feel different, better, special. Who knows? We just know that it transforms people's behaviour so predictably that it's bankable. That means genuine compliments are probably one of the most underused concepts known to mankind. They aren't just ridiculously effective, they're cheaper than pretty much anything that you can think of when it comes to deal sweeteners. And if you can actually mean what you say instead of delivering shallow, see-through pieces of ego candy, you're going to feel great as well. So imagine that with one simple change to the way you communicate, you could become 30 to 40% more persuasive and not have to change the substance of your proposition one iota. So let me say that again because it's profound. How you say something has more impact than what you're saying.